Washington Grown is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Agriculture's Specialty Crop Block Grant Program and Northwest Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities with reliable, consistent credit and financial services today and tomorrow.
Hi everyone, I'm Christy Goranson and welcome to Washington Grown. We grow over $10 billion worth of agricultural products every year in our state. And just because ag is big doesn't mean all the farms are. So in this episode, we're going to learn all about the small farms in our state. We'll take a trip out to Clinks Resort to make a cauliflower steak.
Yeah, pretty good for a humble piece of cauliflower, right?
No kidding. Then Val will visit the small and charming Shu Farms.
I'm in heaven.
And we'll learn about a program that gives veterans the opportunity to work on their own small farm.
Any vet can come in and take over a plot and farm whatever they want to farm.
All this and much more today on Washington Grown. We grow them big in Washington. Yeah. You're like, I can put her to work.
Right now.
Oh yeah.
Are you getting tired already?
No,
Am I doing this right?
It's like Willy Wonka in the chocolate factory.
This is one of the hardest things I've ever done on this show. Cheers. Thanks for having us. Just 30 miles outside of Spokane is the beautiful and relaxing Clinks Williams Lake Resort. A perfect summertime destination for families, Clinks Resort is great for a weekend getaway or just a day trip for some fun in the sun. We're checking out their restaurant today and can see that Clinks has something for every taste bud.
I was really excited because when I looked at the menu, they had multiple vegan options.
I don't know what they use on the seasoning on these fries, but I need to find out because they're delicious.
But the most important thing about this place is the service and the atmosphere and the friendliness of everybody here, and of course, the view.
We're located on 10 acres here, have 11 cabins, obviously a beach, a swimming platform, boats to rent, little store. So yeah, it's just a quaint, small summer resort.
Dusty Klink grew up here with his family, and for 30 years, they've kept the resort like an oasis for visitors.
I feel like I'm in a different planet or something. It's just really beautiful here.
Clinks is surrounded by nature and farmlands, so they get some of the best fresh and local food around.
Tonight I had steamed clams and a salad. My husband had baby back ribs, and it was all excellent.
Representing local farms, small farms, is absolutely one of our higher priorities. You know, they're our customers and we like to be theirs too.
Later in the show, executive chef Trevor Bradley and I are cooking up a unique dish using locally grown produce, cauliflower steak.
Yeah, pretty good for a humble piece of cauliflower, right?
No kidding.
Do you ever want to get away from life's hustle and bustle? Well, I found the perfect place. I'm visiting Shu Farms with Steve and Susan Shu.
Tell me about your farm. How did you all start?
I guess we started by getting married. I married a farmer. I heard that the farm across the street from where we rented ground was for sale. And I said, Steve, the Lockhart farm is for sale. We have to buy it. He said, we can't. We don't have any money. And do you know what I said to him?
What did you say?
We would have money if you would go to work.
You
so
said
that's how we started.
That's
I
how you
won't
started.
say any more.
So we bought that, and then we've just gradually added more as time went on.
Are you still considered a small farm?
Yes, we are. Yeah, we have about 275 acres, I guess.
Steve and Susan have been running Shu Farms with their son and daughter for 33 years. Although they rent out some of the land to other growers, they grow all sorts of produce, including berries, peas, garlic, lettuce, apples, potatoes, zucchini, and rutabaga. Whatever you could need, they have it.
In the summertime, we do have the U-pick operation of the strawberries and all the other caneberries. And then we do have a big celebration the whole month of October, where we have a U-pick pumpkin field, and then we have a corn roaster, and we roast corn and hay rides. On a day like today, when it's such a gorgeous day, people come out here and they might spend 4 or 5 hours out here just to have an outing.
So much of Shu Farm is about the experience of going. But don't fret. You can find their products in other locations. Shu Farms has raspberries and blackberries at Anthony's restaurants all over the state. They also sell fresh produce at farmers markets in Seattle and the Skagit Valley. I was curious about how it all comes together, so Susan gave me a tour of the farm.
These are our dahlias that we plant for cut flowers.
Oh, okay.
Along with the fresh lettuces. And then these are grapes along here.
Susan created a Wizard of Oz themed fantasy land for children where they end up sliding down an old pickup truck.
And that's our truck that we got with the Lockhart farm.
Oh my goodness. So this is where it all started?
This is where the farm all started. When we bought the truck, she said, please don't take our name off the truck.
Oh.
And I think that she's pleased that the children are enjoying the truck.
Then Steve showed me around some of the facilities.
Ooh, it smells good in here.
Yes, this is where we bake the pies. This is rhubarb and strawberry.
Wow. Were these just baked today?
Oh yeah, this morning, yeah. Because we use our own berries on our own rhubarb.
And then Steve took me on a tractor ride to see where they pick those fresh berries.
This is the you pick? This is me pick.
Yeah, this is a we pick, yeah.
Oh.
They're good when they're fresh.
This is working.
Yeah, this is a very tasty variety. This is what supports this farm.
I'm in heaven. That was a ball. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's been a lot of fun having you guys here.
Have you ever wanted to grow flowers or fresh produce in your yard but didn't know where to start? Well, the WSU Master Gardener program could be just what you're looking for. Today I'm meeting up with Program Coordinator Tim Kohlhoff to find out how you can get started.
Oh gosh, we're always looking for more Master Gardeners. So everybody who's a Master Gardener is a volunteer.
Okay.
We work mostly with homeowners, backyard gardeners, and our idea is that we're educational, so we don't go out and do the work, but we'll teach people how to do the work.
So you teach the Master Gardeners and the Master Gardener teaches the homeowner.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Okay. The Master Gardener program started in 1973 and now has an army of nearly 3,500 Master Gardeners just in Washington State.
We're your county's best kept secret. There,
Yeah, indeed.
A lot of people don't know we're out there. If you've got questions about vegetables or flowers or what tree to plant in your property, all of those are things that you might find out from a Master Gardener.
Tim and I got to take a look at a local Master Gardener's backyard.
Raised beds are a great way to get started because not everybody has great soil.
There's over 50 different varieties of produce growing in this small farm, and I even got to taste some of it myself.
That fell right off in your hands.
It didn't even need anything.
And I don't think tomatoes made it in the house. They just get all eaten in the garden while I'm out there.
Look at that.
Very nice. Nice healthy root system there.
It feels so tender.
It is tender.
After seeing this garden, I asked Tim if he's seen an increase in the need for Master Gardeners.
So there's definitely been a change. Everything is really swiveled towards food production and how can I grow food at home. And there are even some people who they have a windowsill and some good sunlight, and they'll grow a few like fresh herbs on just inside. Sometimes it's a little scary to try something new,
right,
but just dive in, and we never have failures. We just have learning experiences in the garden.
If you're interested in becoming a Master Gardener, you can apply on WSU's Master Gardener website.
There are some people who've started out with very little gardening experience, so we train them and give them the information they need.
Well, you used to be Washington's best kept secret.
That's
but no more.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Thank you.
Pickling at home is easier than you think. It only takes a few key ingredients, and I'll tell you what they are right after the break.
Coming up, we're cooking a cauliflower steak at Clinks Resort.
The entire garden goes into this one.
Yeah, it does. And we'll be in the Second Harvest Kitchen trying out a viewer's recipe that uses zucchini from her own garden.
To start pickling at home, all you need is water, vinegar, salt, and sugar.
We're back at Clinks Resort to relax by the lake and eat some delicious food grown locally in Washington State.
We love the lake. We love the restaurant. We love the atmosphere.
You know it's a high-class restaurant, but it's very low-key.
You can come out and you can get a nice steak, or you know, if you just want to pop in for a burger, you can do that too.
Just really nice to sit by the lake and enjoy it.
It's just really beautiful here.
But the lake at Clinks isn't the only thing that's picture perfect.
We want everything to be picture perfect or picture quality, you know, where somebody could say, hey, you know, look at what I got, or you know, look at what this is.
Instagram.
And, Instagrammable, you know, we always say that.
Today we're in the kitchen with executive chef Trevor Bradley making a unique dish, cauliflower steak.
It's fantastic. I think you're gonna like it.
Okay.
We're going to be doing our cauliflower steak today.
So completely vegan.
Completely vegan and gluten-free.
But satisfying, it sounds
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, first we'll start off by chopping up some veggies.
These veggies will make vegetable stock to eventually be the demi-glaze for our cauliflower steak, so we chop them fairly small.
We want to be able to extract the flavor without having a long cooking time and pulling out the negative flavors that they may possess.
Clinks is proud to get their food from local Washington growers.
A couple of the locals bring us down, like the zucchini and the tomatoes were brought by some of the locals. The onions we get from a guy named Jensen, and he's down out of Warden.
Guy named Jensen.
Yeah.
Love that.
So yeah, we try to use as much local and fresh as we can, and so then again, just nice thin pieces because the carrot's pretty hard.
Yeah.
So it technically takes a little longer to roast.
At Clinks, flavor is key, but food presentation is important as well.
I mean, like the pulled pork sandwich, I mean, it's already this tall. We have a stick sticking out of it. It's got a piece of pickled okra and a pork rind on it.
Nice.
It's about presentation. I mean, it should look fun when it goes to the table. And then when it goes by other people's tables, you hear the ooh and the on, and people are pulling out their cameras, taking pictures of the food.
What do people say about the cauliflower dish that we're making today?
They're blown away by it.
Are they?
Yeah, the ones that are adventurous enough to go there.
We then chop up some peppers and mushrooms.
The entire garden goes into this one.
Yeah, it does.
So I like to cheat with the mushrooms, and
I like cheating.
It
just kind of breaks them up.
It can take out a little frustration sometimes.
Yeah.
Just crush that mushroom.
Last but not least, our tomatoes.
Yes, the tomatoes.
We put the veggies on a sheet pan and roast them in the oven at 400 degrees until they're dark and crispy on the edges.
They've definitely roasted and added some flavor to
They
themselves.
smell amazing.
We put them into a stock pot with water and cook them down for about 45 minutes. Then we strain out the veggies, add sweet soy sauce, cornstarch, and seaweed, and put the sauce back on the stove. Next, we start our quinoa.
So we got to cut our apples up. We'll saute the apples with the craisins, and then we'll essentially deglaze with the apple juice.
We stir the apples and craisins into the quinoa and finally get to the main event.
Yeah.
You get to deal with the cauliflower, right?
Yeah, finally get to deal
Not
with the
much
cauliflower.
to do, though, I suppose.
He sat here and watched all his friends become the sauce for
did.
him. So what I do is I come in here, take off most of the leaves on the bottom. We want to cut it about 2 inches wide or so. We take this outside off, then we split it right down the core. And the core is what allows it to be a steak because it holds it all together.
We cover the cauliflower in olive oil and roasted garlic pepper and cook it for about 7 minutes.
Alrighty,
We're ready. I'm getting so hungry.
That
All
smells
the
good in here,
smells
doesn't
in
it?
the kitchen are just amazing.
We add some toasted almonds to the quinoa and heat the demi-glaze in a pan.
Put our cauliflower on there, and we just drizzle that around the plate.
Everything about this is fresh.
With a few tomatoes on top, we're ready to taste.
That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty good for a humble piece of cauliflower, right?
No kidding. This is so delicious. Thank you so much, Chef.
Absolutely. Thanks for
That
coming
was
on
really
out.
To get the recipe for Klink's cauliflower steak, go to wagrown.com.
Hey, let's go. Well, if you're like me, breakfast is one of the best meals of the day. And usually I'm an oatmeal and smoothie kind of guy. Now, I don't usually mess around with microgreens, but my friends here at the Compass Breakfast Wagon are making an excellent avocado toast with a delicious batch of local microgreens. I'm here with Ross Carper, the owner, proprietor of the Compass Breakfast Wagon.
That's right. We're a neighborhood-based food truck. We just love to feature locally farmed food, simple breakfast items, biscuits, gravy, breakfast sandwiches. I just like the imagery of being a place that's in the neighborhood that is a great place that gets you going. I love that you can get people started on the day in a positive way.
And today, Ross is cooking up a local favorite. Avocado toast topped with tomatoes, black beans, a fried egg, and microgreens from a local Eastern Washington farm. Now, just to be clear, I'm not a millennial. Is that okay?
It's fine. You're still allowed to eat avocado toast.
All right, let's try this. That's really good. So those greens give a nice little bite.
Yep. It's from well-grown farms. It has some red cabbage, some red Russian kale.
Let's see what the local neighborhood thinks of this fresh and flavorful treat. What's one of your typical good breakfasts that you enjoy to have?
I like eggs, and I do love bacon.
Burritos here at the Compass.
Typically a biscuit and gravy.
The Compass here is making this incredible avocado toast with microgreens. So I want you to try it and tell us what you think.
It's delicious.
It was really good.
The bread is just perfect. It's nice and crunchy.
And now I'm getting like the microgreens too. Like it's really fresh. And I feel like the microgreens add texture to it.
And he's going back for more. That's a good sign. Maybe you can go biscuits and gravy with a side of avocado toast.
You know, that would not hurt me at all.
So you'd order that again then?
I will, yeah. I might order it right now.
Do I get to eat the rest of it?
Yes, you may. You enjoy that.
Coming up, we'll be learning about the Vets on the Farm program.
Any vet can come in and take over a plot and farm whatever they want to farm.
Many people are surprised to hear that the majority of farms are small and family-owned. There are nearly 40,000 farms in Washington state, and most of them are small farms. They grow a variety of products, and some make less than $50,000 a year in sales. Small farms have become very popular in recent years because they support local farmers markets, have a sense of community, and let people know exactly where their food is coming from. Let's talk with Ralph, the produce manager, to learn about small farm items in your supermarket.
In your local grocery store, produce comes from all over the world. But to find out what's Washington grown, ask your local produce person. They'd love to help you.
Small farms everywhere need the help of their communities to keep them afloat. Many owners have to work multiple jobs to support their farm and face many challenges when growing food. So support these farms by asking what's local at your grocery store, visiting a farmer's market, and enjoying the fresh-picked local food of a small farm.
Next, we're out in the farms of Spokane with some vegetables and veterans. I'm talking with Vicki Carter, the program director of Vets on the Farm.
Vets on the Farm is a program that was developed by the Spokane Conservation District to help our military personnel as they transition from that military career into a new mission. And we like to help them in that transition into agriculture and ranching. So as they provided us with our national security while they were in our armed services, they're now providing and being a part of our food security.
Vets on the Farm provides the roadmap, tools, and contacts to help veterans succeed in the ag industry. Now, how long has this been program going on?
We're just starting our third year.
Third year, that's
Third
it,
year,
huh?
yeah.
And so far, it's been a success.
It's been a wild success. It's probably the hardest work I've ever done, and it's also the most rewarding work I've ever done. Particularly in the Pacific Northwest, we have a culture of people that want to know their food. So we're having to rely on these smaller enterprises, if you will.
They also focus on education and partner with WSU for a curriculum called Cultivating Success.
And that's a 12-week program, and I like to call it the sifter. So a veteran comes to me and says, I want to be a beekeeper.
Okay.
So we throw that in the top of the hopper, right? And over 12 weeks, we introduce them to all aspects of that. And in the end, they come out with, a business plan or a model that they can then move forward with and that we can help them with.
Well, I would love to see more about what you guys have to offer. So we take a look?
I would love to show you more.
All right, let's do it. Next, we're over in the greenhouse, meeting with Air Force veteran Angela Mulder.
Well, I'm the greenhouse manager, so I get things started in February and we start seeding. And so what we do with most of our rows out there is that we put crops in, either root crops, lettuce crops, and we just kind of we get it in and get it out. We rotate it really quickly. This is one of the places we do our transplants, and this is our hoop house. So one of the things we do is we start our tomatoes in this hoop house, and then we can close it up at night and keep things warmer.
Now, you told me that you were in the Air Force, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and how long did you serve?
I spent 6 years active duty and about 7 to 8 years in the reserves.
So how does this help veterans?
I think it helps us get a new mission, helps us reconnect with each other and then with our community at large. food safety really is a national security issue, and many communities don't grow enough food to support themselves.
Now, we're meeting with Army veteran Dwayne Sparneck out in the fields to learn about what they grow on the farm.
We got everything from cabbage, cilantro, we got turnips, zucchini, squash, we got carrots, whole beans, we got garlic, we got onions. We got a little bit of everything out here. Any vet can come in and take over a plot and farm whatever they want to farm.
What happens from this stage? Where does it go?
We go Mama Tora's salsa, My Fresh Basket, Spokane produce, and then we have our own farm stand here. So this is our wash station now. So everything that we harvest in the field, we bring right up here, unload right there, start washing it, drying it. We're really making sure that there's not going to be any bad stuff happening with our produce.
And how special does that feel for you when you know that this stuff's going out feeling?
Feels really good, actually. You know, when I was in the military, I was a medic, so I got to take care of my guys and take care of my people, and it's the same thing again. I'm taking care of people. I'm, you know, looking out to my customers and everything else, making sure that they get the best that they can get.
Well, thank you guys so much for showing us around. This is quite a gem, and I'm glad you guys are really doing this. And I'm sure for myself and on everyone here in Spokane and our country, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
I'm here with Tomas, and we are at the kitchen at Second Harvest in Spokane. We're joined by Laurent Zarate, chef and owner of Fleur de Sel Restaurant and Creperie. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Christy.
And we have the fun task of tasting some recipes that have been sent in by our viewers.
Tough job.
Yeah, tough job, right? And each recipe contains a certain ingredient that we feature in our show. And so today we're talking about zucchini.
Zucchini.
Which in the summertime, who doesn't have zucchini?
Oh, I don't know. All that big?
That's right, and they grow fast. You can't contain a zucchini, man. Those things go nuts.
But it's a fun kind of, you know, your own little garden.
Yeah, it's easy to grow.
Right.
And one little thing you can do also is to pick the blossom. You know, when they go into a flower, you pick the blossom, you take off the pistil inside, and you deep fry them. You put them in a batter, you deep fry them, or you fill them. And this is a delicacy. Zucchini, there's so many things you can do with zucchini. You know, it's an Italian vegetable brought in the 20s by immigrants. And they are the summer squash. To me, it's the summer. You know, it's not only the zucchini are green, but you have those yellows. You have those. I mean, so many different kinds of
and you're right, you can do so much with it.
More than zucchini bread.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
I've made zucchini fritters before, which my family loves. You know, kind of like a pancake that you fry, shred it up, and that sort of thing. But you can put it in baked goods. You can bake it. You can, in this case, we are making lasagna.
I love the idea.
With zucchini.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that means that instead of noodles,
layers of zucchini.
Layers of thinly sliced zucchini, right? Have you ever done that before?
I have a vegetable lasagna on the menu, and it has zucchini inside. Nice. Yes.
Yeah. So this is from Carla, and it's called Mexican zucchini lasagna.
Mexican
and she says, of course, she has an abundance of zucchini, and you know, we love having our own little gardens, right, and growing that sort of thing, but also just the numerous small farms that we have around Washington.
All those, the farmers market that you can have access to in our state is beautiful. The summer is a fantastic season, and zucchini is everywhere. And it's a
staple.
Yeah. So we get to see how the Mexican zucchini lasagna is made, and then we get to taste it.
Cannot wait.
amazing?
Oh, I cannot wait.
Yeah, this has, you know, like if you have leftover taco meat or something like that from Taco Tuesday. And so the noodles, in quotations,
replaced by
a zucchini.
Zucchini. It's got a good spice
It's a great
to it.
way to get your kids to eat zucchini.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Sneak
Because they
those
would never
vegetables
know.
I know, perfect. I think it's a good balance.
I like it.
And you could garnish this with sour cream or some
Good.
green onions or anything like that.
Cilantro on
Some
top.
cilantro on top, yeah, for sure.
There we go. And are you confused since this is a lasagna, which is Italian and Mexican,
It's all
and you're French?
international. It's all international.
It's all international, yeah.
Perfect.
We love it. What a great way to
Carla.
use it. Yeah,
Thank you,
Carla.
To get Carla's recipe for Mexican zucchini lasagna, visit wagon.com.
Whether big or small, a Washington farm is a plentiful farm. That's it for this episode of Washington Grown. Thanks for watching.